Yeah, just a small update. Kind of got done getting the 9XR out, of course, but I started taking and fabricating the mounting plate so that I can go ahead and get this stuck to the instrument panel over there. And all I wanted to do is get it to where it has some standoffs on it. This way it allowed plenty of room. I cut open the access panels in the back using my little router on the Dremel. And then I put insulators on there so it keeps the wires from chafing. So now I'm going to take and actually build up a plate here with a piece of plexiglass or something to that effect. Have a metal frame going around here with some push buttons I can take and actually activate each one of these. So something that emulates something like this, but I didn't want to carve up this panel here. And it's the same with this back here. I wanted to go ahead and keep this intact so this way I can go ahead and store it, use it for later. But I was going to take and mount this a little bit further up, which means I'm going to be extending every one of these cables that comes off the back of here. Most likely using the Cat 6 cable here. So I'm going to have to use about 3 or 4 of the cables just so I can go ahead and extend it properly. But I want to take and mount this up just on the other side, just the other side of the instrument panel, so I can go ahead and have the USB switches and the 2 audio cables, the one for the trainer port and the audio going through that one little square or rectangular panel next to the altimeter. The computer board is actually going to be mounted on this right here, and all the wires just go through here. This way I can take and secure everything down with cables, with the 8 clamps, which little things like these right here should be enough to be able to secure everything a little bit better than I had it before. I've got tabs set up all throughout the instrument panel so I can go ahead and actually have it mounted up. So, yep, moving right along. All right, back to work. All right, yeah, I got another small update. I spent until about 3 in the morning last night just trying to get everything all cut and sorted out on the back side of the Tyrannus panel over there. But what I was doing is getting everything reorganized on the bus bars, putting other bus bars so I can go ahead and get wires shuttled over to another place so I can go ahead and actually organize them better. But I ended up getting all these individual lengths, ended up cutting them specifically for the, like this one for the ailerons, this one for the elevator. What I'm doing is I'm actually taking and stripping them down, getting their individual leads all set up, so when I pull the Tyrannus board out I can go ahead and just take solder everything in, have everything individually labeled, and then turn that on. I've already started installing 8 clamps over here so I can go ahead and route the wires properly. You can usually pick those up over at Napa Auto Parts for a fairly cheap price. I've had them in when I was doing my truck installation for the motor swap. But yeah, everything will go on the right hand side. And then before everything even gets started, I want to make sure and double checked my list over here just to make sure everything was absolutely in place. But this is what I have down so far. Everything that's already been cut for, I already have them identified for each bus bar and which position. All here, these particular switches I haven't had any identification yet, but essentially it shows where everything's supposed to go. P5 going up switchboard. Individual ones, let's say the dual rate switches, are going immediately from the control board on the Tyrannus right over to their respective switches, and then the S1, which is going to end up going over to the throttle quadrant. I think I've got this as S1 and this is S2 right here, so I've already got them going up to those specific positions. But yeah, everything's moving right along. Hopefully I'll start being able to get everything installed here pretty soon. But I'm deciding to choose on this particular 3-lead shielded wire because of it's a lot simpler to go ahead and keep track of each one of these instead of trying to use a Cat 6 cable. So in this way I can get these stripped down, solder them up, get them heat shrunk onto the Tyrannus board, And the other ones, I found what I usually do is I put a little bit of solder on it, and this way when I put it in the bus bar, it's a little bit more resilient for tightening down. It'll keep the wire from breaking. So other than that, look at all the rest of my switches. I've got the other ones which I'm probably going to end up using, the dual rate switches. I can go ahead and reutilize those. Those are 2-position switches with a momentary on the bottom. I might see if I can go ahead and track down some full 3-position switches that actually fit those slots a little bit later on, as soon as I can get a hold of them. So all right, I guess we'll see what happens during the next little section. So all right, till then.